G'day everybody and welcome to Turner English TV. It is so nice to see you again today. And today's lesson is all about IELTS speaking and in particular the part 2 speaking section of the IELTS exam. But before we begin, if you haven't already subscribed to Turner English TV, please make sure you click on the bell below so that you can receive notifications so that we can come to you. You don't always have to come to find us. But let's get started. So most of you, I assume, have done the IELTS test before, and part 2 can be very stressful because you have to talk for 2 minutes without stopping. You have to generate ideas, you have to think about your grammar. So there's a lot of things to think about and it can be quite stressful. And if you don't have a really good start to part 2, it can really put you off for the rest of the exam. And of course, the examiner is going to mark you down and you'll have a bad first impression, which is not going to work in your favor. But before we look at how we're going to begin part 2, let's look at what the examiner is looking for. Examiners are marking in 4 criteria, and that criteria is task response, am I answering the question, coherency and cohesion, am I linking my ideas and sentences, vocabulary, which is lexical resource, and of course the last one here is grammar. And this one that we focus on today kind of covers all of the above, and so it's a really powerful punch and a really strong start to any topic that you might have in part 2. So you won't get shocked or stumped or go silent in the test, because the minute you go silent, your scores are going to go down. So some common topics that we have in part 2 are things like books, songs, films, people you admire, places you've been to, tourist attractions that you've enjoyed, holidays that you've been on. So they're all pretty topical and they all come around often. So if you practice this one structure and get this mastered by the end of the video, you can attack any topic for part 2 with the same method and you will be feeling very good about the exam, but also I guarantee it's going to move your score up. Especially if you're sitting on the 6.5 and you need the 7, or the 5.5 and need the 6, then this is really going to give you that boost that you need. The way it works is this. We have an opening statement which we're going to use no matter what the topic is, and it goes like this. There are a lot of books I can talk about. Or if it's songs, there are a lot of songs I can talk about. Or if it's movies, films, there are a lot of films I can talk about. And then I'm going to say, but today I'll talk about Rosa Parks, which is a book that I'm reading at the moment. Or, but today I'll talk about Reverend, which is a film I saw on Saturday. So as you can see, I can use the same sentence to start off, that any topic you're given in part 2 will help. Now, why is this such a great topic? Let's have a look at it from what an examiner is looking at. So with an examiner, they're looking at, as we mentioned, grammar, but grammar has 2 parts. So it has accuracy and range. So your grammar has to be correct, and then you also have to have a range of sentence structures. There are 4 types of sentences in English: simple, compound, complex, compound complex. I'll say that again: simple, compound, which is 2 sentences joined together with and, but, so, or because, complex, and compound complex. So if we have a look at this sentence here, there are a lot of songs I can talk about, but today I'll talk about Lift Me Up. That's a song that I like. And if I look at that, what type of sentence is this sentence? I have but, so it is a compound sentence. 2 simple sentences connected together with and, so, but, or, because. So you can connect those 2 sentences together with but. So it's a nice compound sentence. It's 100% correct and it's answering exactly what the examiner is asking me to do. There are a lot of books I can talk about, but today I'll talk about Rosa Parks. Now, let's take it up a notch. Let's make it a little bit higher, and we're going to add more complexity. Let's say why there's a lot of books I can talk about. There are a lot of books I can talk about because I love reading. But today I'll talk about Rosa Parks. Now what have I done? Now I have A compound sentence, 100% correct, grammatical range, on topic, a really good first impression for your part 2. Let's try it again with a song. There are a lot of songs I can talk about because I love singing. But today I'll talk about Lift Me Up. Let's try the last one. The last one is films. There are a lot of films I can talk about because I love going to the movies with my friends. But today I'll talk about Reverend. So you can see I'm not doing anything that difficult. I'm just practicing and remembering that first opening statement to give a good, strong first impression for part 2. And I'm getting my grammar range up. I'm also connecting my ideas nicely. So connecting ideas and sentences is our CC. So this is also going up. The other thing I'm doing well is task response. I'm exactly on topic. I'm not waffling. I'm not talking about something different. I am right on topic. So these are all very strong straight away. Let's go a bit higher. Let's try because when I loved reading. Now we've got some nice flow. So there are a lot of books I can talk about because when I was at high school, I loved reading. But today I'll talk about Rosa Parks, which is a book I'm reading at the moment, if you want to put a little comment on the end. The next one, songs. There are a lot of songs I can talk about because when I have free time, I love to listen to music. But today I'll talk about Lift Me Up. The last one, there are a lot of films I can talk about because when I get home from work and I'm tired, I love to watch movies. But today I'll talk about Reverend. So now you can see we have a really strong opening statement, which is going to give a good impression in the examiner's mind straight away from the word go. So if you open with something like that, they're going to be thinking 7 at least. And then your job for the rest of the part 2 is to add vocabulary, ideas and extension, which we have some other videos explaining how to do that. But the opening is really the first impression. I hope that video is helpful and I would love for you to give me some feedback. Perhaps you've tried in your exam and it's worked for you, and then let the others know down below in the comments box. But thank you very much for watching our video and have a great day.